今季ここまで8勝を挙げているホワイトソックスのデイビス・マーティン投手が地元スポーツ専門ラジオ局 ESPN シカゴに出演。番組内でマーティン投手は現在のチームと数年前のチームでは天と地ほど違うと表現し、その好調の要因について言及。さらに話題は村上宗隆選手へと広がり、日々の準備や試合に挑む姿勢が若手選手の手本になっていることも強調しています。その模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介しますので、ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
So Davis, like, be honest with me. If I was in Glendale and it's February, pitchers and catchers just reported, and I say you guys are 5 over 500 to start June, have the best baseball record in Chicago as well, would you be surprised or would you not be surprised?
It's hard not to say no, but I mean, I think this is what we thought was in the realm of possibilities. I think if we second half of last year, we thought we'd get the right guys in and we get the right, culture set in place. Like this would be a place that where we could go and where we could be. And I think that's just a testament to the hard work and our continued, preparation and, not settling. We're loving competing. We're loving, coming to the yard every day and having fun with the guys.
Davis, what would you say is the biggest reason why the culture has changed and changed for the good, for sure?
I think it's bringing the right guys in. I think once you have the right guys in place, you have the right guys in place, you have the right manager in place, kind of everything falls into place per se. I think everybody knows their roles. I think once the culture is set, there's no more like, well, how do we change this? How do we change that? It's just like, here's the expectation. Here's your job. Do your job to the best of your ability. If you do your job and all 26 guys do their job, we're going to be in a good spot.
And everyone has brought this up, Davis, that you haven't been here long. You got called up in 22, but yet you're the longest tenured member of the White Sox. So when the narrative is going around, hey, the end of that last run, the clubhouse wasn't great, and this is a 180. Would you say that, yes, that is true, that there's a huge difference between this team and the team that when you first came up and started contributing to was?
Yes, 1,000%. I mean, it's a night and day difference. I think it's something where the collective group, I feel like we're going in the right direction. And I think, like I said, I think the overhaul at the end of 2022, that just shows you how fast the game of baseball happens, that I'm the longest tenured guy. If you would have told me that in 2022 with guys like TA and Dylan Cease on the roster, I would have been very confused. But, that's the life of baseball, and that's our profession.
And then, Davis, not to throw anybody under the bus, but, like, what is the biggest difference with that? I know Waddle asked you just, like, about how the culture changed, but, like, what's the major difference? You said 1,000%, and you acted quickly on that between that team and what you guys are doing currently.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just everybody's pulling in the right direction. I think we have a good group of guys. I think you have a bunch of guys that have played together coming through the system. I mean, I think we've had 11 debuts this year. So I think you kind of have that vitality coming up through the ranks, guys that have played together, know how each other, respond to each other in certain situations in the minor leagues, and then you get to the big leagues. And I think once that culture is set, everybody can come in and be themselves and just rock and roll versus, having to do something different. Guys can come in, be themselves, have the right attitude, and as long as they're ready to go by game time, I think that's all we ask of them, and I think that's what all 26 guys coming into the park knowing what they need to do to be ready at 6:40 to go.
Yeah, in sports, we always ask the age-old question, how do you learn how to win, especially with young teams? Is it as simple as you learn how to win by winning, or is there a different key to finding a way to win more than you lose?
Yeah, I think it's a process-oriented approach, right? I think 2024, it is what it was. Like, you lost a lot. You found out ways how to lose games, and I think 2025, you kind of start putting yourself in positions to win games. And obviously, I think we still struggled with run games, whether that be offensively, defensively, pitching staff, somewhere where it went wrong. And so I think you kind of slowly learn over a course of 162 of last year. Towards the end of the year, we feel like we're putting ourselves in the positions to win games. We're putting ourselves in positions to like close out games. And I think we took that into spring training, where we didn't want to treat it as, we're just here to practice and kind of get the flow of the game. It's like, no, we need to learn how to win games. We need to learn how to execute at a high level, because of the X, Y, and Z happened in 2025. So we're starting to learn from our mistakes in 2025. And now, I think we're putting ourselves in positions to win, and then we're just capitalizing on mistakes. And, guys are making great plays when you need them to make great plays. Guys are hitting home runs. We need to hit home runs. And I think once that happens, that belief starts growing and growing and growing, that you're really never out of the game.
I think 11 guys have made their major league debuts for your team this year. Is it like a frat party in there with all the young guys?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 29, and I feel like I need a walker around some of these guys, maybe like my handicap space. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, the vitality, the energy that those guys bring, and the fact that the culture is set. I feel like they don't have to do too much thinking. They just come in, they play the best of their ability, the game that they've played their whole lives, and everything kind of falls into place.
What was your expectation for what you guys would get out of Mune when he joined the team?
I mean, dude, you watch BP the first day he hit, and you know exactly what was going to happen. I mean, the way he swings, and I think, like I tell everyone, his work ethic is better than anyone I've ever seen. I mean, he is very rarely in his locker. He's always doing something. He's either in the weight room, he's in the training room, he's doing mobility, he's in the tubs. He's doing everything right. He's checking every box imaginable, and that kind of sets the tone of, okay, well, if he's doing that, everybody else needs to be doing that. If our guy that's getting paid $17 million this year is busting it down to first, we need to be busting it down to first. And that's the thing, is like, you have these younger guys looking at Mune going like, okay, that's how it's done. That's how it's supposed to happen as a hitter. And so, again, he's been great. He's a great leader. Even after the injury, he's still verbally talking to everybody. He's bringing energy every day. He's doing everything he needs to do to get back. But he's still very much a part of our day-to-day.
All right, I'm going to ask you a curveball here. Are there bidet rules? So, like, it was publicized that you guys got the bidet because of Mune. Is it just for him? Or do you guys partake in bidets?
See, I thought we didn't really know. That was a fun topic of conversation at spring training. We didn't know if there was going to be like a throne room where it's like, hey, this is V1, and then like you have to like queue yourself up like it's a Spotify playlist. And we're like, I don't know how this is going to work. So then we get there, and then it was like, okay, we got 4. All the normal stalls, everybody's got their, it's just a normal bathroom. Here we go. We're good to go. So no. Mune does not have his personalized. I'm sure he has one of the stalls that he prefers more than others, but no, it is a team effort.
That is great. So take us inside that clubhouse, Davis. Like, we're just starting to learn all these young guys. Like Waddle was just telling us who's like the guy there. Who's the guy who we could, if we would walk into a White Sox clubhouse, we'd be like, oh, that guy's fun, or he's a great teammate.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think it's Mike Vassell. He's Tommy John. It's funny because he's not even playing. So he's currently going through Tommy John. And Tommy John is a very hard injury for anybody. You're missing 14, 15 months of your career, regardless of how fast or slow you want it to go. But you talk about a guy who, like, even going through an injury, like, he is bringing energy every day. He's making guys laugh. He's constantly trying to bring guys together in different ways. And he is definitely the focal point and the energy of the dugout and the clubhouse.
And he's got the Harry Potter wand. Is that right? Did he order that on Amazon?
I don't know. We don't ask questions of what or why. I mean, he was in a full baseball uniform the other day, and he just says it works. And so we're just like, all right, if it works, it works. We don't care. So, we got the wand, we got the bat. I don't know if we're going to get a wizard staff at some point. I don't know. Who really knows? But that's the thing about Mike. He keeps everybody on their toes, and that's exactly what you need over a course of 162 is when you never know what Mike's going to bring in the clubhouse.
It sounds like your manager lets everybody be who they are.
100%.
A lot of players would say, hey, this Cubs-Sox rivalry and the series is just for the fans. If you were to be honest, do you guys get a little more jump in your step over the rivalry?
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, that was the first, I'm the longest tenured player, and that was the first White Sox Cubs series I got to throw in, which is kind of crazy to think about. But, that was probably the most exciting, exhilarating game series that I think I've ever been a part of in my professional career. Not being in a playoff game, I can't imagine, like, if it's something like that, that's what I expect it to be like. So that's kind of energy that the fans and the city brought, and I feel like that's what both teams brought as well. So it was a lot of fun. It was a big series, and I feel like it was very much a every inning, every out, every run counts, and it's just high level baseball.
Hey, congratulations on the great start. Yeah. I know so many Sox fans here at the radio station and in Chicago are so excited. So keep it going, Davis, and we appreciate your time and getting to know you.
Thanks, Davis.
Awesome, guys.
最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。今回の動画についてどういう感想を持たれましたか？ぜひコメント欄で意見や感想をお聞かせください。チャンネル登録やグッドボタンを押していただけると励みになります。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。